Welcome back to Lake Tahoe TV's Tahoe Today. Got Dr. Jonathan Finnoff here in the studio, and it turns out we have quite a bit in common. You're here in Lake Tahoe, coming from Colorado. I got my family out there in Colorado, and you're here to bring really cool, kind of a new cutting edge. I'm trying to think of the word, but you coming as an orthopedic director of sports medicine here in Lake Tahoe, I think is really cool. And you at Barton, you guys are trying to really push this as an international program. So what brings you to Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, well, before I came here, I was at the Mayo Clinic, which is in Minnesota, and I worked in their sports medicine center and directed a lot of the different programs. And I've been good friends with Terry Orr through my affiliation.
Amazing doctor.
Yeah, and Terry Orr is just fantastic. And I work with the U.S. ski team, and he's the head team doc for the men's alpine team. And so for a lot of years we've been talking about collaborating and creating sort of a mecca for sports medicine here in Lake Tahoe. And over the last few years we've talked about that more and more. He recruited me out here along with the help of his partners in Barton Health, and so I'm going to be the director of sports medicine and hopefully create a bunch of fantastic programs that will benefit the community but also attract people from around the country and hopefully internationally here.
I mean, it just seems amazing that Lake Tahoe, as small as we are as a community, that we would have a mecca of sports medicine here. And I know obviously the injuries with extreme sports kind of, make it a little bit more out there. So why do you guys having it in Lake Tahoe as opposed to somewhere else for the sports medicine program?
That's a great question. It's similar to some of the programs around the country that are well known, such as one in Vail that's quite well known. And I think that the mountain environment with all of the recreation and the very healthy athletic population, and then the fact that it's a travel destination anyway for people coming from all over the world here to ski and be out on the lake. And so it makes it a natural hub for people to come for great sports medicine care.
Yeah, and one of the things I realized is how many different orthopedic surgeons are kind of under the Barton umbrella. And my question is, as an orthopedic surgeon, you can have your own private practice. So why would everybody get together and make this cooperative? How does it benefit the patient?
So, and just one clarification, I'm actually not an orthopedic surgeon. I'm in physical medicine and rehabilitation, but I did a sports medicine fellowship and I'm board certified in sports medicine. So I do non-operative care of sports medicine, and I do of sports medicine injuries, and I take care of a lot of different, I do some interventional procedures, but I create programs like concussion programs and exertional leg pain for runners and cyclists, and then also creating ACL injury prevention programs and incorporating all of this with the orthopedics and the primary care sports and trying to create large multidisciplinary programs, because sports medicine, if you think about it, it involves even people with exercise-induced asthma who want to be out exercising, and so they need medical care to help them to facilitate their activities. So I'm not an orthopedic surgeon, and I wanted to make sure that you realize that. So your question again, I'm sorry.
My question is, as you as the director of sports medicine coming in, what is the benefit of having all of these different doctors, these different specialties under the same umbrella, as opposed to going to this private practice and then going to this private practice and then going to this one?
Right. Well, I mean, that's an excellent question. I think in general, if you go to one person and you're trying to get all of your care from that one person, they may be very good with one specific component of treating an injury or a medical condition, but they may not necessarily have expertise in other areas. And sometimes they'll try to still take care of you in those other areas, and so you may get suboptimal care. And if you create a team environment where you have people of multiple different specialties who are excellent at a lot of different things, then you go in with one problem and you're going to get to the right person to take care of that problem and get a much higher level of care. And so I think that by having a multidisciplinary sports medicine center, you're going to be able to make sure that when you go in and you have a specific problem, you get the optimal care for that particular condition.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if people out there want more information about what's coming up as far as the sports medicine mecca here in Lake Tahoe, how can they get more information?
Well, there are two ways. I'm going to work with Tahoe Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, and so that would be a great place to start. But Barton Health has their Center for Orthopedics, and so contacting Barton directly would also be an excellent way of finding out that information.
Right on. Dr. John, thanks for taking the time to join us. Dr. Jonathan Finnoff. get ready. It's going to be a mecca here in Lake Tahoe for Lake Tahoe Sports Medicine. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Oh.